The Astros fall again to the Royals 3-2, and they fall a game and a half back of the Rangers for first place in the West, but they remain a half game up on Seattle for the last wild card spot. It feels like we're playing terrible. That's it. Words of Alex Bregman. Let's talk about this on tonight's Locked on Astros.
Alvarez hits a high drive center field. Beer leans back. This game is turned upside down. There's the runner. Fly ball down the right field line. Tucker comes on. Kyle Tucker. This time they finish the job.
Hello and welcome to Locked on Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Heisman and Brett Htown Wheelhouse Jasy.
And we are Locked on Houston Astros. We're your daily Astros podcast. I'm Htown Wheelhouse. You can find me at Htown Wheelhouse on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find me at Stros411 on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Always positive, always Stros. You can find the show at Locked on Astros on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. It's free and easy to listen to wherever you get your podcast. Just know that this episode is being brought to you by DoorDash. If you're missing the syrup for your pancakes, your favorite coffee creamer, you no longer have to wait for DoorDash to deliver your fast food to you. You can have them deliver your groceries. I will tell you about a promo code you can use, Locked on MLB, and it's a really good savings. So go to DoorDash today and use them for your grocery delivery option. I am one half of Locked on Astros, Chas Wheelhouse here, and I debated whether or not to do a show tonight. I know a lot of people are frustrated. A lot of people are upset. And we try to, at times, to try to bring some, I guess, levity to the conversation. Watching this team perform or not perform over the last, 10, 11 games has really, really been tough to watch, because going into September, the Houston Astros had an absolute, it looked like a cakewalk. The September schedule looked easy. You had Oakland lined up. You had the Royals lined up. And everything just seemed like, hey, you know what? The baseball gods threw us a bone here. We had the Yankees, the Rangers, who we've really done well against. The Padres, we actually won 2 of 3 from them. Then obviously Oakland, KC, Baltimore, KC, Seattle, Arizona. You just really thought that maybe going into September, this was going to be the time where they separated themselves. Now, 2.5 games they were up a couple weeks ago, and they didn't take advantage. And right now, they are at 85-70. Again, like I said in the intro, game and a half behind Texas, who's 86-68. Seattle is 84-70. So they are a half game behind us. And in the wild card spot, Toronto has the wild card spot, the 5th spot over us by 1 game at 86-69. Seattle's still on the outside looking in. Look, at the end, I'm going to give you some scenarios. I'm going to give you numbers because we have 7 games left. The Rangers have 8 games left. And the Mariners have 8 games left. So I'm going to let you know what combination of wins and losses, if we had 3 different combination of wins and losses, what the Mariners or Rangers would have to do or worse in order for us to win the division. And that's what I want to focus on. I still think winning the division is a real option here. I know a lot of people aren't, and I know this team doesn't give you a lot of confidence. The last time the Astros finished below 500 at home was 2014. They lost 92 games that season. You and I remember 2014. That was not a fun year. That was the year before the year, the 2015 year, the magical run, the 1 out away really from turning that Royals series. I really think if we beat the Royals in the ALDS in 2015, I really think we win the World Series that year. That was just special things were happening. The Sports Illustrated cover, they were 2 years in front of their projection of 2017, and it was magical. Things don't seem very magical right now. And look, on this episode, I'm not going to get into Yiner versus Maldi, lineup construction, and all that stuff. We've had those conversations. So Real Purple and Gold asked this, and I'm going to try to do my best to throw up y'all's comments and stuff. When I'm solo, it's a little bit tougher, but I will do my best. Brett, what point does it make for them to make the postseason if they don't if they don't play like they want to win? Well, hey, that is an excellent point. So here's some quotes from Alex Bregman, and I've got some from Chas McCormick. Alex Bregman just basically said, we are not playing good baseball in any facet. Chas McCormick, a lot of quotes from him. He said, it's been weird. It's been frustrating. I've never been in this position before. I want to highlight that. Chas McCormick, I've never been in this position before. Every team that's come to play us, they want to beat us badly. And we just don't want it enough right now. We still got 7 games left. If we can capitalize and win tomorrow, it would be huge. He said, we just don't want it enough right now. There has been a question of the heart of this team from the fan base, from Locked On Astros listeners, from people who don't even watch our show or haven't even heard of us, because there's still thousands out there that haven't heard us. And please, we ask that you share our show with friends and let them know, look, we don't profess to be perfect, but we do profess to be the #1 Astros podcast out there. But we are, because you guys and girls hang out with us and you are willing to sit up at 11 at night. Wow. And then he says, it's been surprising. This is Chas McCormick. It's been a tough month, obviously, but you got to give credit to the other teams. I just think, again, I don't think we're firing on all cylinders, and we're putting a little pressure on ourselves. I think they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves. I saw a tweet somewhere or a comment. Why is Jose Altuve giving up? I don't think Jose Altuve gave up. Jose Altuve just got under a ball that nearly went out of the Crawford boxes. Would have been a 2-run shot. Would have totally changed the complexion of the game tonight, but the ball didn't go out. In the end of the game, 2 very deep balls hit in the 9th inning that if they were just barreled just maybe a smidge, a little bit lower on the fat part of the bat, then you would see, I believe, 2 home runs, back-to-back solo shots. But that didn't happen. And the Royals came to play. Look, let's talk about this. And I'm not trying to make excuses. And look, some people are saying here, look, Isaiah's like, he's like, look, I'm done with them. They don't deserve the postseason. Dusty likes gambling. If you lose two series to the Royals in the last couple of weeks, it's not your year. Yeah, look, I trust me, I get it. I get your frustration. I get why you guys and girls are in the state you are mentally, but I can tell you this team, these players are not satisfied at all with where they are. They just absolutely do not like what's going on. And I don't even think they've been able to put a finger on it. But Dusty Baker did say today, and Dusty Baker said this today, and let me tell you, Brian McTaggart tweeted this. And if you're on Twitter, the thread itself it's kind of sad, but it's also entertaining at the same time. Dusty Baker said, I'm a believer in my team, as he should be. He's the manager, and a believer that the cream rises to the top. We're close. Dusty Baker said, we're close. And let me tell you, 214 replies, 105 retweets, and 248 likes, and 45,000 views on that one tweet. I promise you, there is not too many endearing things being said about Dusty. I don't at all condone the way some people go at some of these players. I don't condone at all the way that people have targeted Martin Maldonado and his family. People have said some heinous things about this manager. At the end of the day, we got to realize this is a game, And if you take it so seriously that you're threatening players or you're talking, like I've heard people in spaces on Twitter call Dusty Baker some horrible names. And I'm just like, the second I hear those things, I try to run from them. Okay. But let's refocus here. I do want to talk to y'all about DoorDash, and then I do want to get into we'll just go ahead and jump into some of these playoff scenarios to give you guys some hope of what's going on. But this episode is brought to you by DoorDash. Missing the syrup for your pancakes, or you run out of your favorite coffee creamer? Well, you have DoorDash grocery delivery. You've loved the convenience of getting your meals sent to your door. Well, now you can get your groceries. If you burnt your last piece of toast or avocados have gone bad, your hot sauce bottle is empty, try grocery delivery with DoorDash. Why not trust them with your groceries when you trust them with your food to get there on time? You can save on all your grocery and restaurant favorites with zero delivery fee on all eligible orders with DoorDash. Pass membership right now. You get 50% off your first DoorDash order up to a $20 value when you use the code locked on at checkout. Limited time offer, terms to apply. That's 50% up to a $20 no minimum subtotal and zero delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app at the App Store and enter the promo code locked on MLB. Don't forget, that's the code locked on MLB for 50% off your first purchase with DoorDash. And the Astros do play the Royals Sunday at 1:10 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you can't watch the game, make sure you catch every pitch. The Astros hometown broadcast with SiriusXM on the SXM app. Search Astros. All right. So look, let's just go ahead and step into this. Okay. The Astros, what needs to happen with their record in the last 7 games, and what needs to happen with the other teams? Okay. So in 7 games, let's just say the Astros go 4-3. Okay. If the Astros go 4-3, then the Rangers need to go 3-5 or worse. And I'm going to put this up as a banner. The Mariners have to go 4-4 or worse. Okay. So let me add that up here so y'all can see that. So right here, if the Astros end their last 7 games going 4-3, the Rangers go 3-5 or worse, the Mariners go 4-4 or worse, they end up tying the Rangers. So here's the deal. The Astros go 4-3 and the Rangers go 3-5. The Astros and Rangers tie at 89 and 73. Okay. They own the tiebreaker. They win the West. The Mariners are out in that scenario. Now, let's look at one more scenario. Let's go with the Astros. I'm going to be really optimistic here. Okay. I know y'all aren't going to believe me, but they're going on the road. They have 1 game left at home. They're going on the road. They're a great road team. So if the Astros go 5-2, that would give them a 90 and 72 record. That would mean the Rangers would need to go 4-4 or worse. Okay. Then if the Astros are 5-2, the Mariners would need to go 5-3 or worse. Believe it or not, they could have a winning record, and the Astros would still win in that scenario. So if the Astros go 5-2 and the Rangers go 4-4, they would both be 90 and 72. If the Mariners went 5-3, they would be 89 and 73. They would still be behind. They would be out of the playoffs. They would be done. The Rangers would drop to the 6th spot. I believe Toronto, I have not included them in this because we'll talk about Toronto throughout the week to see where they fit in. And then let's be ultra optimistic. Let's be always positive, always Stros. Let's just say they go 6-1. Don't laugh. I'm trying to pick you guys and girls up. The Rangers could still go 5-3 or worse, and we would tie them. The Mariners, listen to this, they could go 6-2 or worse, and the Astros would still have the lead. So get this. The Astros go 6-1, they would be 91-71. And then if the Mariners went 6-2, they would be 90-72. If the Rangers right here go 5-3, they would be 91-71. Guess what? The Astros and the Rangers are tied. The Astros would take the division. I'm telling you, there is still a path to a division title. I am confident that when they go on the road, and I know they're 2-8 versus the Mariners. You don't have to state the obvious to me. But the way these players are feeling, the way they know how pressing it is, and now they're going on the road into a hostile environment in Seattle, this is what I need. I need the Astros, despite what they're going to do once they get on the road, the Astros have to salvage a game against the Royals. You salvage a game, you get that winning taste back in your mouth at home. You make the last game of the season a win. That stadium was full tonight. The stadium has been full. And the Astros have seen a 3-8 record in their last 11 games. I believe they've lost like 16 of their last 22 games at Minute Maid Park have been losses. They're 8-12 in September. They've lost 8 of their last 11 games. And you know what? We're still talking about a team that is not eliminated from the playoffs. Now, Jackie, I don't think it's over if we get swept, because that's only one loss out of the 7 games. Remember, they could still go 4-3. I don't want them to lose the next 3 games and then win the last 4 and be a nail biter and have to depend on the Rangers going 3-5. But that's what's going to happen. And I don't even know, because I know the Rangers and the Mariners play each other side by side. So I don't know how realistic all those numbers, I just put them up against each other. So the Astros have a path forward to go 4-3. The Astros have a path forward if they go 5-2. The Astros have a path forward if they go 6-1. If they go 3-4, they will have 88 wins and 74 losses. If the Rangers go 3-5, they will have 89 wins. The Rangers would have to go 2-6 for the Astros to be able to have a 3-4 record and still win the division. But they can still win the division. Look, I believe they're going to make the playoffs, guys. I still think the division is winnable. I know y'all don't want to believe it, and I'm just telling you what can happen. I'm not telling you what will happen. You know what? The Rangers do still play the Angels. You're right. I mean, and they also played their last 4 against Seattle. So anything can happen. Anything can happen. Before we move on, and who I think will be the keys to those things happening, let me tell y'all about our sponsor. Let me tell you about Sleeper. Okay. In Sleeper, no, it's not a bed. Sleeper it's a great fantasy app. I've actually been using it all year. I've had a lot of fun doing it. And the MLB playoffs are right here around the corner, and the clock is ticking. And we in Houston know this more than anybody. And baseball has never been more exciting. Not the kind of exciting you and I want, but I'm talking about exciting like with Sleeper. You can bet on things like home runs, hits, strikeouts for up to 100 times your payout on Sleeper. Get your picks right and you can win big. I mean, I do this with MLB, NFL. It's phenomenal. And you can get on there. You can create a group like I did. You can chat with your friends. You can talk smack. It's great. Entries can be made in under a minute. You have a talk and chat functionality, and you can win again 100 times your money. So use a promo code Locked On, and you'll get up to $100 match of your first deposit. Terms and conditions do apply. Make sure that you go to Sleeper, download it, and check it out today. And make sure that you do catch the Astros on Sunday, 1:10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Every pitch of the Astros hometown broadcast with SiriusXM on the SXM app. Search Astros. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in tonight. I appreciate it. I didn't know if anybody would join. I wanted to do one. I think I tweeted out that if the Astros win, I'm going to do a Locked On Astros. I'm just going to do it. I actually didn't even tell Eric I was doing this. I just hopped on. I was writing through scenarios and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to talk to the people. I'm going to talk to my people. I consider you guys almost like family. Like, I haven't met every one of y'all, but I promise you that we could all just get together and hang out. Oh, I got to tell y'all, we have been almost too low key about this. And I do apologize. September 29th, Friday, September 29th, Friday, we will be at Pearland. We will do a pre-game live podcast, Pearland Hooters, September 29th. I don't think we'll have playoff tickets to give away because they haven't even been put on sale yet that I'm aware of, but we'll have bobbleheads, we'll have rings, we'll have stuff to give away. Okay. So come hang out with us. We'll do a live show. We'll send you a shout out right there in the restaurant. Come hang out, Pearland Hooters, September 29th. Before the game starts, it's going to be fun. So come hang out with us. Yes, Eric does have good jokes. Eric is a funny guy. And you know what? Look, this is what has to happen. Going into Seattle, you have Justin Verlander, Christian Javier, and Framber Valdez. You have these three pitchers. Javier coming off a really, really good start. Verlander looking shaky lately. But Verlander knows how to pitch in tough situations. Our starting pitchers, I will go into the keys. And we are close. Yes, we are close. We're close to either being eliminated or making the playoffs. We're close to winning the division or making that final wild card spot. And someone mentioned it in here before. I think they said, and I'm sorry if I missed your comment, but someone said here that the Astros, they just need to go out and just do what they know how to do. They just need to go out and win. But yes, Framber's losing it, but you've got to have good starts out of Framber, out of Javier, and out of JV. Those three starters have got to be nails. The bullpen tonight was actually really good. The bullpen didn't give up. They had like six. What was it? The bullpen retired 12 in a row with 6 strikeouts. They trailed 3-2. They had a chance in the end to win it. The bullpen's been a lot better lately. Montero looked really good tonight. He didn't need 27 pitches to get out of the inning. Yes, the Blue Jays did lose. But look, not only do our 3 starting pitchers have to come out, but our big boys. You remember the big boys comment by Dusty Baker? The big boys, Tucker, Alvarez, Bregman, Altuve, the big boys. Those guys got to come to play. Chas McCormick has been crushing the ball. Diaz probably won't get more at bats as a catcher. I don't know how you get him in there unless you DH him. I really wanted to see Diaz in 2 of these 3 games because he hits way better at home than he does on the road. Let's hope he flips that switch and turns that around. But this team has got a Yordan Alvarez who is not 100% healthy. He's not going to be playing left field because he's heard something in his elbow this last week. I don't know if y'all heard that. But if Yordan can hit, if Tucker can get on base, if they get guys in scoring position, and they can just keep a lead, get a lead early and keep it because the Mariners are throwing at us their top pitchers. We have got Verlander versus Castillo, I believe, in game 1 on Wednesday. That's right. I believe I saw Castillo. I believe I saw Gilbert. And then, Miller, I believe, is the other pitcher, if I'm not mistaken, for Seattle. But they've got their 2 best pitchers going against us on Monday and Tuesday. So it's definitely going to be it's going to be a tough battle. Seattle, if they get swept by the Rangers, are going to be down pretty bad, but they're going to be ready. And what we have to hope for is their bats not hitting the ball. They have been very inconsistent. As much as the Astros have been inconsistent, the Mariners' offense has been inconsistent as well. Julio Rodriguez has been one of the best hitters and one of the worst hitters this season. He just is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde at the plate. Our team is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde when it comes to home and away. And it's just something that I think this team, if they go 4-3, guys, the Rangers just have to go 3-5. But they play the Angels. This is so stressful. But you know what? We are here. We are here for you. What are the Astros going to do against the M's pitching if they can't hit against Casey? Well, Paige, to answer your question, they will be going on the road. And Eric, you may be right. He may pitch 7 scoreless innings on Monday night. You know what that means? What that means is Justin Verlander will have to be just as good, if not better. So get to those relief pitchers. I don't know. Maybe, they got some good ones. This is the Yuli curse. I've heard people say that. I don't want to go there. The Yuli curse. I don't know. But it is going to be a stress test for the Astros for sure, and for the Astros fans. Any word on what's going on with Brantley? Look, here's the deal. He's not been available. I'm glad you asked. There was a video put up by Jeremy Brennan from ESPN 97.5 here in Houston. And he said, notice after the game, after the walk-off, Brantley high-fived with his arm that wasn't surgically repaired, and his shoulder that was surgically repaired, he didn't move it. So I think he is I think he's ailing right now. I think that right now he is not in a good place physically. And that was my biggest fear going into having him come back too soon or too early, because I just thought his shoulder was going to be something that was going to affect him long term. So right now, this is what it looks like. It looks like the Astros got to take care of business. If they go 4-3, there's still hope. If they go 5-2, there's a lot of hope. If they go 6-1, if they go 7-0, I'm gonna be, wow, this team will shut up a lot of the haters. But even a 5-2 record, look, guys, it's doable. They're going on the road. They played better on the road. And some people are saying, I know what it was. Someone said earlier, maybe it's the best option for them to make the last wild card spot so they can go to that 3-game road wild card series and win there on the road. I think you would play the Rays, but win there. And so it's just one of those things where the Astros come home, they fall asleep, they don't play as tough, they're not as dialed in, maybe there's distractions. Oh, yeah, 7-0 is a long shot. I'm definitely not talking about 7-0 as something that is obtainable. But right here, and we're going to wrap it up on this, Todd Callis and Jeff Blum basically say the Astros just has to win and see what happens to everybody else. That's right. Well, look, thank y'all for tuning in. We are at the stopping point for the show. I would love to keep going, but I've got time constraints I've got to meet. I just want to make sure that you guys and girls are okay. Don't panic. Don't freak out. We're Locked On Astros. We are your daily Astros podcast. We're here to wade through the waters of worry, because we are not going to let the fires of defeat consume us. We're going to keep going forward. We're going to forge a path, and we are going to be positive. We're going to be always positive. Say it with me. Always Stros. Y'all have a good one. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. It's really, honestly, it puts a smile on my face. And it fills my heart to have you guys join me and join Eric. And he'll be here Sunday. We'll both be here Sunday. So I'll tell him you guys said some nice things and send a shout out to him. For me, for Eric, for everybody here at Locked On Astros. Remember, we're your team every day. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and become an everydayer. Please share our show with 3 people that haven't heard us. We would love to bring on more listeners. And so y'all have a good one and stay positive. Let's go watch the Astros win and get back to the winning ways. I'm out. Go Stros. 5-2, I believe.